Going into this season, I had absolutely no idea what the hell Heavenly Delusion is. All I had to go on was the trailer, but that was honestly enough. It showed off how hype it's going to be, and now that we're mid-season, I've got to say, the trailer was nowhere close to the awesomeness that Heavenly Delusion turned out to be. It's surely the surprise hit of the season, and as things stand, it's definitely one of the top shows and a contender to be the anime of the season. Previously in a short, I compared Heavenly Delusion to The Last of Us, and while I do think they've got similar beats between them, it just paints half the picture. It's of course obvious I'm talking about Kiroko's and Maru's half, but as we all should know, that's just a part of Heavenly Delusion, not all of it. And saying that it's the reason why I like Heavenly Delusion would be inaccurate. There's also the part in the facility where they're raising the children, but the main reason I like Heavenly Delusion is, well, I like it for many different reasons, but let's start with the number one thing that stands out in my mind, and that's the world. The world building here is just fantastic, with us following a generation that basically doesn't know how modern civilization works, and found themselves in a world where they have to fight for survival each and every day, from bandits and terrifying creatures called the man-eaters, which are honestly nightmare fuel, but don't take that as a criticism. In fact, I love their designs. They inspire both fear and awe in me in how they came to be, which to this point remains a mystery, which brings us nicely to the best thing about this world. How it actually came to be like this. At this point in time, we still don't know a lot of things about Heavenly Delusion, from what happened to the world and its governments, how these man-eaters came to be, and why is there a kindergarten-like facility where scientists are raising children, and every time you think you piece together something, we're hit with plot twists that throws away all we know down the drain, and I love shows that always keep me guessing. As an anime-only watcher of Heavenly Delusion, I can't wait for each Saturday for the next episode to come out to see what's going to happen next and see what everyone's doing, especially Kiriko and Maru. They provide a nice, much-needed contrast to this bleak world. Sometimes it feels like watching a stand-up comedy duo in a post-apocalyptic world, and I mean that as a compliment. Their chemistry when they're not in trouble showcases the most important thing about them, and that's their personality. They're not blank slates. Each and every one has a backstory and a reason as to why they're out on this adventure, whether it's a mission given to them by someone or in search of answers to many unanswered questions. They're actually quite rich, and although Kiriko and Maru do steal the show, the others don't fall short either. And although I kind of feel alienated from the children in the facility, I think it's obvious now that it's intentional. One other thing I usually fail to notice in other anime, but Heavenly Delusion hit me in the face with, is the soundtrack. I very rarely notice music in anime other than the opening and the ending, unless it's a music anime, but here, I notice it every episode, which speaks volumes to the outstanding job the team at Production IG did. The OST is one of the most memorable I've heard all year. In fact, it might be the only one I noticed in 2023, other than Oshinoko. The animation is also top-notch, but that's what I usually expect from Production IG, and they especially get to show off where most anime do get the opportunity to flex, and that's during the action scenes. The production as a whole is spectacular, 10 out of 10. Standing out among other stellar anime like Demon Slayer or Oshinoko isn't an easy feat, and this season turned out to be the season of surprises, with many shows coming out of nowhere to become one of this season's best, like Skip and Loafer and The Dangers in My Heart. But Heavenly Delusion not only came out of nowhere, it stood out and become one of, if not the best anime this season, or at least, it's in the top 3 in my opinion. And I don't think that's a bold statement. It's got mystery, action, comedy, and a weird romance that I'm just going to leave until the end of the show, and to also leave something for the video review, but until then, all I've got to say is this: do not be delusional, watch Heavenly Delusion. I'll see myself out.
See you, bye bye!